What's up, Wrestle Scope family? You already know what time it is. Before we dive in, I need you to hear this because what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind. And honestly, it's about time someone said it out loud. Triple H, the so-called visionary of WWE, the man who everyone has been praising for the past 2 years, just got exposed on Friday Night SmackDown, and the wrestling world is pretending like it didn't happen. Nick Aldis, the SmackDown General Manager, the guy who's supposed to just stand there and nod his head, just called out the game to his face. And I'm sitting here wondering, where's the outrage? Where's the reaction? Why is nobody talking about the fact that the cracks in Triple H's empire are starting to show? Drop a comment right now and tell me if you think Triple H is losing control of his own company. Let me paint the picture for you, because if you missed SmackDown this past Friday, you missed what might be the beginning of the end of Triple H's honeymoon phase as WWE's Chief Content Officer. The night started off normally enough. We had some solid matches, some storyline progression, the usual SmackDown excellence we've come to expect in this new era. But then, about midway through the show, something happened that nobody saw coming. Nick Aldis, looking more frustrated than we've ever seen him, marched down to the ring with a microphone in hand. No music, no announcement, just pure, unfiltered frustration. And when he started speaking, you could feel the tension through the screen. "I was told this job would give me autonomy," Aldis said, his British accent cutting through the arena like a knife. "I was told I would be the general manager of the blue brand, but every single week I get a phone call. Every single week I get an email. Every single week I get someone from Stamford telling me what I can and cannot do with my show." The crowd went silent. This wasn't part of the script, or at least it felt so real that everyone in that arena believed it wasn't. And then the words that changed everything. "So, Triple H, if you are watching in the back, I think it's time we had a conversation. Man to man. Boss to employee, or are you too busy playing kingmaker to actually manage the kingdom you've built?" Boom! The gauntlet was thrown down. Now here's where things get spicy, Wrestle Scope Nation. Triple H's music didn't hit. There was no dramatic entrance. Instead, after what felt like an eternity of Aldis standing in that ring, the game walked out from the back in his suit. No fanfare, no theatrics. Just a businessman walking out to handle business. And let me tell you, the look on Triple H's face was not the cool, collected, I'm in control expression we're used to seeing. This was a man who looked genuinely caught off guard. Triple H grabbed a microphone at ringside, and what happened next was uncomfortable to watch. He climbed into the ring, and for a moment, these two men just stared at each other. The tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. "Nick," Triple H started, his voice measured, but you could hear the edge in it. "I don't know what you think you're doing right now, but this isn't how we handle business." "Oh, I'm sorry," Aldis shot back, and you could hear the sarcasm dripping from every word. "I wasn't aware there was a proper way to address the fact that I'm essentially a puppet with a fancy title. Should I have scheduled a meeting, sent an email, waited for you to have time between your interviews about how you've revolutionized WWE?" The crowd gasped. Aldis went there. Triple H's jaw clenched. You could see him trying to maintain his composure, trying to be the bigger man, but Aldis wasn't backing down. "You hired me because of my experience," Aldis continued. "You hired me because I ran the NWA. You hired me because you said you wanted someone who could lead SmackDown. But every decision I make gets overturned. Every plan I have gets changed. So I'm asking you right here, right now, in front of the WWE Universe, am I the general manager of SmackDown, or am I just your errand boy?" Here's where Triple H made a critical mistake, and I need you to pay attention to this, because it reveals everything about where WWE might be heading. Instead of addressing Aldis's concerns directly, instead of having a real conversation, Triple H went into corporate speak mode. He started talking about the vision, about the bigger picture, about how everyone has a role to play in the success of WWE. And you could see it in Aldis's face. That wasn't the answer he wanted. That wasn't the respect he deserved. "The bigger picture?" Aldis questioned. "Triple H, I've been in this business for over 20 years. I've held championships all over the world. I've run a wrestling company. Don't talk to me about the bigger picture like I'm some rookie who doesn't understand how this works." The crowd was eating this up. Chants of "let him speak" started raining down. Triple H, now visibly irritated, stepped closer to Aldis. "You want to do this here, in front of everyone? Fine. You're the general manager, Nick.
You make matches, you handle talent relations, you keep SmackDown running smoothly. But let me make something crystal clear. I'm the chief content officer. I'm the one who answers to the board. I'm the one who has to make sure that every brand, every show, every decision aligns with where this company is going. So yes, sometimes that means I have to step in. Sometimes that means your plans change. That's not personal, Nick. That's business. But here's the thing, Wrestle Scope family. Aldis didn't back down. He stood toe-to-toe with the game and said something that I think has been on a lot of people's minds. Maybe the problem isn't that I don't understand business, Hunter. Maybe the problem is that you're so focused on being different from Vince that you've become exactly like him, a control freak who can't let go. The place erupted. Now, let's break down why this moment is massive for WWE moving forward. For 2 years, Triple H has been praised, and rightfully so, for the creative renaissance in WWE. The wrestling is better, the storylines make sense, talent is being used properly, and the overall product is the best it's been in decades. But this confrontation with Nick Aldis exposes something that fans have been quietly noticing. There are too many cooks in the kitchen, and Triple H might be micromanaging to a fault. Think about it. We've heard reports about how hands-on Triple H is with every aspect of the shows. We've seen general managers like Aldis and Adam Pearce seemingly have their authority undermined regularly. We've watched as decisions get changed at the last minute, as storylines pivot without explanation, as talent gets shuffled around between brands with little rhyme or reason. Is Triple H becoming the very thing he spent years criticizing? Is he becoming so obsessed with his vision that he's forgetting that great leaders empower the people around them? And here's the real question that should have everyone talking. If Nick Aldis, a veteran of the industry and a respected figure, is willing to call out Triple H publicly like this, how many other people in WWE feel the same way but don't have the courage to say it? The segment ended with Triple H and Nick Aldis standing in that ring, neither man backing down, until finally Triple H said, "We'll finish this conversation in my office," and walked away. But the damage was done. The perception of Triple H as this infallible, perfect leader shattered. The image of WWE as this perfectly oiled machine where everyone is happy and everything is smooth, questioned. And moving forward, every single decision Triple H makes is going to be scrutinized through this lens. Is he empowering his general managers? Is he being a control freak? Is he listening to the people he hired to do specific jobs? This is massive, Wrestle Scope family, and I genuinely believe we're watching the beginning of a storyline that could redefine WWE's power structure for years to come. Whether this is a work, a shoot, or somewhere in between, the fact remains that these questions are now out there, and they can't be ignored. Will Nick Aldis remain the SmackDown GM? Will Triple H address these concerns? Will other authority figures in WWE start speaking up? We are about to find out, and I, for one, cannot wait to see where this goes. So that's the breakdown, Wrestle Scope Nation. Triple H and Nick Aldis got into a heated argument on SmackDown, and the wrestling world will never be the same. But here's what I need from you right now. Smash that like button if you think this confrontation was absolutely insane. Drop a comment below and let me know. Are you Team Aldis or Team Triple H? Do you think Nick Aldis was right to call out the game, or do you think he crossed a line? And most importantly, where do you think this storyline is headed? And if you're not already subscribed to Wrestle Scope, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another breakdown, analysis, or hot take on everything happening in the world of professional wrestling. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because this conversation needs to happen. The wrestling community needs to talk about this. I'm your host, and this has been Wrestle Scope. Until next time, keep watching, keep commenting, and most importantly, keep believing in the scope of professional wrestling. Peace.